welcome to the NerdNest podcast.
Thought I was done, but I wasn't. It was gonna be a cool reveal.
I'm Sarah.
Forget it.
I'm Josh.
Daniel.
I'm Josh.
Daniel.
These start so great every single time. Today, unsurprisingly, we're going to be talking about Star Wars. Now, we saw Star Wars a few weeks ago, and we saw it again a couple days ago, and we waited to do this because we wanted to prevent spoilers. Mostly we didn't have time to record, but also we wanted to prevent spoilers.
We're looking out for you guys.
But there will be spoilers in this, so if you don't want to be spoiled, stop now. That being said, let's talk about Star Wars.
All right.
Did you like it or
Initial
not?
impressions.
Yeah,
I
initial
loved it.
I liked it a lot.
It's
It's probably my favorite Star Wars movie.
I'd agree.
I would disagree.
It made me want to get more into the Star Wars universe.
I would agree.
That might have a little bit more of a chance because I've watched it as an older person as opposed to when I watched Star Wars the first time around.
This is what I'll say.
This is for both liking it as my favorite and for...
Okay.
And because I'm getting more interested into it is because the first time I watched it, I think I was like 8.
Yeah, sure.
And this time it's like...
I never watched them again.
Yeah. Except for I think I watched Star Wars Episode 1 on like TNT or something like that.
I would have to say this isn't my favorite Star Wars. I definitely like Empire Strikes Back better.
Can I say something?
Sure you can.
For New Year's, me and Sarah watched the first two Star Wars in the original trilogy.
Yep.
After watching it, I still wasn't like, cinema masterpiece. This one's... that like basically reassured me like, okay, the new one is definitely my favorite. It was... Because I felt like the pacing on that one was so much slower. And it was just kind of like,
Sure.
New Hope is very slow.
There's just... The New Hope isn't my favorite, easily.
Here's what I will say. And I know Josh at least partially agrees with me. I don't think Daniel agrees with me that much. And I don't think a lot of people necessarily agree with me. I have problems with the new Star Wars. That being said, I did think it was a great movie. But my problems with the new Star Wars movie are basically all revolved around the fact that I think they tried too hard to make it like
a Star Wars,
like the original trilogy. It felt like a fan directed it, which it did. J.J. Abrams directed it, and I think the problem that comes with that is that he doesn't expand the universe. He's only moving it horizontally. So he's just continuing Star Wars in a good way, but he's not building upon it. You don't see much new locations, because Jakku is just a different version of Tatooine. You've got the snow part of the Starkiller base is just another version of Hoth. You've got wherever they went to go see Maz is just another version of the Dagobah system. It just felt like if it's foresty.
Dagobah was swampy.
Sure
I would say
was.
more Tatooine.
Tatooine was the
Oh,
desert.
I'm sorry, not Tatooine. I meant Naboo.
Oh, sure. But it felt like more of the same.
Well,
especially plot-wise.
I would definitely agree with you plot-wise, but...
Or Endor.
What I'm thinking about the whole Star Wars
That's
planets, let's be honest, how many element planets can we get? Like a super jungle one.
There's like 26 different types
snow
of
one, a water one.
It doesn't
fire
have to.
one, I guess.
It's space. It is all of outer space. It is
Sarah,
all
my point
of outer
is like
space.
you can't expect. I think the whole reason
I can't expect diversity at all. I can't expect
because there isn't much to do with like. There's a desert planet, and if you're doing a character, can I finish? If we're doing a character that started off like with a poor background, probably the kind of planet that's going to give you the roughest start is a desert planet because there's.
Or it could be a really mountainous place, like some of the sheepy places in Australia or England. Right. It doesn't have to be a desert place. That's my point. It could totally be a snow place. It could be a remote forest village.
But
it doesn't matter. But the point is, you have the main battle happening on a snow planet. You have the main protagonist Jedi coming from a sand planet where they're basically a undercurrent. I mean, kind of a slave like Anakin, kind of a not farm obviously, but they do like manual labor like Luke. And then it just felt like the same thing. You get, instead of Princess Leia handing off her information to R2-D2, you have Poe handing off his information to BB-8. And then instead of Leia getting captured by Darth Vader, it's Poe getting captured by Kylo Ren. And instead of Princess Leia being rescued by Luke Skywalker and Han Solo in Stormtrooper outfits, you get Poe being rescued by an actual Stormtrooper, Finn, who throws off his garb. It's just is like are we just watching the same movies? That being said,
it just seems like I do kind of agree with you on that. Where it feels like you're watching the series Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sped up a little bit,
and then
on top of all that, they just kind of like try to one up it just a hair.
Now it feels like when I was watching it, when I was in the theater watching it, the whole time it had me. Like I was never like. There was a couple of times where I felt like they were doing too many Easter eggy things. I kind of like went ugh, like eye roll.
Yeah.
But it didn't bother me that much. The plot repetition didn't bother me that much. The similarities didn't bother me that much. Until I left the theater and I started discussing the movie with the people that I went with, and I was like, what bothered me? There's something, it kind of gnaws at you. You're like, it felt too similar to the original trilogy. And then you go back and watch the original trilogy and you're like, that was the original trilogy.
Actually, the one that really took me out of it, the biggest one that took me out of it, was the introduction of Starkiller Base.
What do you mean?
When they're like, we have to blow up Starkiller Base, I was like, oh.
It's the same plot as Empire Strikes Back.
They've done this twice.
It's like we've already seen this.
Oh, man.
I don't see the big deal about that at all.
I just think that...
To me, it seems like, hey, Empire was doing pretty good last time. Let's do that, but better.
I'm just thinking that out of all...
Good decision.
Yeah, but, like, that plan didn't work twice.
Well, the other one wasn't even worked, like, built well. Like, it was half constructed before it was...
Yeah, it's like, but this time, bigger. I'm like, you couldn't, like... In an entire galaxy of people and ideas, there is nothing more. Like, I can get the fact that the locations are going to look the same.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying, like, oh, you could have... But they should have done that. I don't think them making a bigger, better version is like, oh, horrible.
To me, I liked it.
To me, it's along the same lines as, like, when you are playing a video game and you just do the same kind of mission over and over again, and you're like, it's the third time I've done this, like, find and rescue this bull crap. I get that it's slightly different. The first time I found this stupid object, now I find this stupid object. So it's like,
yeah.
To me, it's like, oh, first we destroyed this Death Star. Now I destroyed this Death Star. It's not quite the same, but it's still the same. And then the last one's like, yeah, now we destroyed this. It's not quite the same, but it's still the same. And I just was kind of like, oh, okay, come on.
What it really comes down to for me is the fact that the greatest strength of The Force Awakens is that it felt like the original trilogy. But I feel like that's also its greatest detriment because you're watching it and you're going... And again, it's not something that bothers you while you're watching it because the movie, cinematically, it looks beautiful.
It looked amazing.
It looks amazing the whole time.
Yeah.
And especially like the lightsaber battles with the dark and the glowing. All of the scenes, they looked perfect.
J.J. Abrams did a great effect, like with sound.
Absolutely, it sounded great. It looked great.
Intense.
I enjoyed the new characters that they put in. I really enjoyed all of them. I thought they were really fun and they added to the universe. But and you're like, this feels familiar, and like you get caught up in it being Star Wars, and then you leave and you go, I didn't actually watch anything new plot wise. Like I didn't get any new plot. Yeah. There's nothing else.
See, that's where you lose me. I definitely think there's new plot.
No, I agree.
Obviously they mirror stuff, but like I think they did a great new angle with Kylo Ren and a great new angle with Rey.
Right, that's my point. I would say that the only thing Star Wars The Force Awakens did really, really good was that the 4 new characters that they introduced, Kylo Ren, Rey, Poe, and Finn.
I mean, they kind of introduced Snoke too, and he has like that really...
Okay, yeah, but he's not a main character. Like, I would say that the 4 main characters are those 4. And each of them has really great qualities. They're interesting to watch on screen. They're fun. They're exciting. They're diverse. They're not carbon copies of the original main 4.
Right. It's not like
they are.
Oh my God! Look who it is.
And it is a very Star Wars thing where it's like this doesn't. It's not the same, but it kind of rhymes. That's what the prequels were supposed to be, where it's not like the same thing told again, but it's similar, and it's supposed to be. So instead of Darth Vader, he's more emotional and he's more vulnerable and he's weaker and he's a little bit more unstable. Which you have Kylo Ren.
And that's for sure.
We have like Master Sith versus like.
And then you've got
more or less untrained.
You've got Luke, who's like kind of untrained, comes from a desolate planet, and then Rey, very similar. You've got Poe, will probably be the Han Solo character. He's kind of roguish. He's a bit more
sarcastic, witty.
And
he's
polite.
A little bit. I think he aligns a little bit more because he's with the group already.
Yeah.
Han Solo was kind of rolling. Solo.
I mean, the only thing the one thing I don't like about this is I don't like saying I guess he's more like this and she's more like that.
Yeah, I mean
because then you're just
I would say
no. I don't think that they I honestly agree with you.
So I don't
like comparing the two. The older, I think it's important to compare the characters, but at the same time, I don't think that it's like, oh, obviously Finn is the Leia character. Obviously, Rey is the Luke character. When they do that, because they're not,
because
they have different personalities. They have similar personalities. Yeah. They have different personalities. They're obviously not the same.
It also tends to make people make assumptions, which gets really annoying. Yeah. Like our friend Jacob, he almost immediately starts assuming he does the same thing where he's just like comparing two characters. He said, well, Rey is the Skywalker of the group. Like, why are you assuming he's a Skywalker?
Well, she is.
Well,
she has a lightsaber.
It makes sense. I wouldn't say I'm not gonna go so far as to say this is the same character, because Poe Dameron is very, very different from Han Solo. He's definitely much more optimistic and much more polite, and he's totally in line with the rebellion, whereas Han Solo is just rebellion adjacent. Which is why, but you definitely have the Luke Skywalker is the Jedi character, Rey is the Jedi character. You've got the fighter pilot kind of guy, which I guess would be Poe.
I mean, yeah, he's an amazing pilot.
I mean, Finn definitely is. He doesn't fit the most with Leia, which is why I could definitely see that those three don't match with the original trilogy 3, and that's fine. But I think all three of them mesh with the group dynamic of the other three, and I really like that. They do a great job of that. Yeah. And obviously, BB-8 is the new R2, but you never go this is clearly just an R2 replacement. It dares you to love a new robot, and you totally do.
Yeah, within the first second.
I didn't think of a reason that Leia and Poe, or not Leia and Poe, Leia and Finn were similar. They both risk everything.
What do you mean?
Well, one's a princess, one's
They didn't have the same stuff to start, granted, but when Leia went to go and fight the Empire, she risked her planet, her life, and all this. Poe doesn't have all as much, but he risked everything to get away from the First Order. You mean
Finn? Yeah, Finn.
That's what I meant.
I know. Everything is monosyllable names. It's kind of confusing.
I'm not
I get it. Yeah. It's because they're such new characters, and I do like them. I thought they did a really great job establishing these new characters, which is what I think The Force Awakens did really well. Mm-hmm. But again, they could have taken that and done more with the plot. I feel like they could have done more with the plot, because I get what you're saying, Nils, how it's different, but if you strip back character names, and you just get back, or if you
just strip the names back, and you're just alright, so Jedi on desert planet,
right?
Goes and finds rebellion, destroys planet. You're
which movie?
Exactly.
With both.
I mean, taking away the character dynamics, taking away a lot of it, which
no. That's just what we're saying. They could have tried something else.
Which is why I feel like that's not a good way to put it. Is if you take away this huge portion of the movie, it's similar. See, I don't like doing that because it does an injustice when comparing them.
I think for some people, they went to see The Force Awakens. It was very similar to Star Wars. I don't think there's a single person that disagrees with that. I just think the reaction is different. I think some people looked at it and went, J.J. Abrams is clearly a fan, and he directed Star Wars like a fan. Some people saw it and they were like, this just felt too similar. Some people saw it and they're like, it felt really similar to the original trilogy, and that's why I liked it.
Well, I mean, watching The New Hope, to me, the story isn't, except with the exception of Darth Vader, but in all seriousness, Darth Vader didn't do anything super mind-boggling.
Yeah. When Kylo Ren caught that laser beam, in there,
that was cool. Because you're almost second in, okay, we get it.
That is kind of a new expansion. It's not a big expansion, but I didn't know that they could catch lasers.
Yeah,
doesn't Darth Vader catch lasers?
He deflects it.
Hits it with his hand.
He kind of deflects it.
Someone deflects.
But I kind of assume that it's because he's hitting it with his robotic hand. He was kind of hitting it with his robotic hand, so
I don't really know the reasoning. Someone was talking about a time that a Sith Lord, I think, caught a volley of lasers and turned it into a giant energy ball, or maybe it was Yoda. Might have been in the prequel trilogy, or whoever I heard this from is just making
caught Darth Sidious's lightning.
That's not what I'm talking about. It was definitely lasers.
Catch it. You just kind of ow.
It was definitely blaster shots, but I don't I heard this from a third source, so I could be totally off base. So ignore me if I am.
But I really just liked because especially with the new characters, I understand Rey and Luke have those two Jedi dynamics.
Yeah.
But I kind of like there's two fundamental differences about them, which I like. Luke's just like, I want to get off here and be in the rebellion and do all this, and Rey's like, I don't even know why I'm here. I want to go home. I always think because those two are very different.
No. I think it's hilarious because she's just like, I'm gonna go back to Jakku. So the people I've been waiting on for 20 years.
Yeah.
Is that not right?
Sure.
Can come and then take me home.
Also,
I'm like,
there's the whole point of Luke just being like, hey, you have some force in you, I'm gonna train you. And Rey's just like, apparently I'm gonna do this now. Like, yeah, you're a Jedi. No! There's these huge differences between the characters, and I love it.
And Luke does reject it in the beginning, and that's very speaking to
Does he really reject it, though?
Yeah, he does. He's like, no, I don't want to do.
I mean, he initially gets trained by Obi-Wan. He's like, all right, let's do it.
No, yeah, but before his aunt and uncle get killed, he's like, no, I'm gonna stay here with my aunt and uncle.
You have to kind of agree that Finn gets a lightsaber. She's like, you have a weapon. He's like, lightsaber. Yes, I'm gonna go into battle with this lightsaber that I've never used before. Luke was like, lightsaber. Got it.
Yeah, then he transfers it.
Yeah, I really.
He doesn't even really use it in the first movie.
I like how they marketed The Force Awakens as like, and the new Jedi, and like even on the poster, it's like the new Jedi, John Bodega playing Finn, the stormtrooper, like ex-stormtrooper. Everyone's like, oh, we're gonna have a blah blah blah, and everyone's like kind of like speculating for like how does he get the thing, and it's like, and then you start the movie and you're watching it, and it's like, nope, it was right. Ha! I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I did kind of enjoy that.
She definitely looked more like a Jedi than Finn. Because I saw the trailer, I was like, I feel like Rey
she looks like more jumpy. And
I mean, even her
outfit. A double-bladed lightsaber.
Yeah,
because she uses a staff. I'm just hoping she transfers that. That's my only hope. If that happens in the next movie, I think it'll be a good movie. Unless if they go full like Episode 1 and they have Pod.
So let's talk very briefly. We've got about 4 minutes left. Let's talk very briefly about the future of the Star Wars movies. So I think next year we're getting Star Wars Anthology Han Solo. Year after that it'll be Episode 8. Year after that is Star Wars Anthology Boba Fett, and then the year after that it's Star Wars Episode 9.
All right.
So your thoughts?
They're finally gonna make Boba Fett cool in a movie.
An actual character?
Because again, I remember Bernie talking about this on the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Shout out.
You guys are awesome.
Anyways.
But he was saying that he was like, I remember thinking like as a kid, I was like, wow, Boba Fett is cool. And then I was like, I think I was like 9 or 10, and then I realized
he doesn't do anything.
He doesn't do anything the entire movie.
He hides in the trash to follow Han Solo.
And then he doesn't even capture Han Solo. It's like Darth Vader captures Han Solo and gives it to Boba Fett.
The captain, like the chrome stormtrooper.
Captain Phasma.
It's like, who cares? Like, she had a minute and a half of screen time, literally. Like, that's the
I'm assuming that might be a bit of the cool character doesn't actually do anything.
I don't think so.
But they might. I'm willing to bet that she's going to be important.
I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Basically, my takeaway from this movie is that it was great. I put it as I think it was a perfect revival movie. Like I don't think you could have expected more from a movie bringing back.
I was thinking that it made sense that they didn't take too many risks, especially since.
Yeah. Well, because what they did a great job. They laid the groundwork.
The prequels, and they just royally screwed it up.
Yeah.
After every single one.
Because they did a great job. They laid the groundwork, and they had a similar plot. They basically did something that they know would work to make the newer fans still like it, and to make the older fans not completely jump off the bandwagon. And I think in the future movies, that's when they're going to really.
What I will say is, I totally agree with you. If Star Wars Episodes 8 and 9 feel like repetitions of the original trilogy or even whatever the prequels, I will be like, okay, this is too much. If it's new and creative and ingenuitive and plots we haven't seen before, I will be totally down.
With it.
I will easily forgive Episode 7 for taking a lot from the original trilogy because it does make sense for them to use that as a base to kind of get everyone reintroduced.
To basically say, hey guys, remember that movie that you might have seen 40 years ago?
Yeah.
Just a reminder. So I definitely agree with you on that one, Dale. I think they did a smart move on that.
I think that's all they were planning on doing because I definitely see the similarities between them, but I think in the new ones, just from seeing what the foreshadowing with characters, I think is when they're going to be like, okay, now we're going to really explore these new characters, and should do things that we haven't done with them. And hopefully there's going to be your classic super big Star Wars twist.
Alright, any last thoughts? We're about to end.
No.
Happy New Year, since we haven't told you that yet.
2016.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming out, which means a lot of good podcasts, hopefully.
2016 is a year of comic book movies, so
absolutely.
that's very exciting.
You got
Batman vs Superman, Deadpool, Captain America: Civil War, X-Men: Apocalypse, Doctor Strange, Suicide Squad. I should be putting out a vlog relatively soon about my most anticipated comic book movies this year, so hopefully you can look forward to that. Until next time, if you want to check out our social media, it's all in the description below. You can go to our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat, Instagram, but mostly our Twitter and our Tumblr. Those are excellent, if I do say so myself. Sometimes we add to our blog, but just check us out. Let us know what you want us to talk about in the future. If you have any opinions on that, or let us know what you thought. What did you think of Star Wars? What did you think about what we thought of Star Wars? Let us know.
How wrong were we when we were talking about the history of Star Wars?
Point out all of our facts. So until next time, bye guys.
See ya.